Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Zenith City, beautiful Duluth, Minnesota, and the commissioning of USS Minneapolis-St. Paul, LCS 21. I am Commander Brian Kemets, the ship's executive officer. It is my privilege to be your master of ceremonies today. We welcome those with us in person and our friends and family as they participate in today's event via the World Wide Web. We are here today to commission the second ship of the line to proudly bear the name Minneapolis-St. Paul. The first USS Minneapolis-St. Paul was a Los Angeles-class submarine, SSN 708, and was commissioned in 1984. She participated in Operation Desert Shield in the Gulf War and was the first submarine to carry Tomahawk cruise missiles specifically designed for strikes against Iraq. She was decommissioned in 2008. We are honored to have former members of her crew with us today. We are also honored to have Duluth native and former Hanoi Hilton POW, Commander David Wheat, United States Navy, retired with us today. Commander Wheat, please stand and be recognized. Would all veterans please stand and be recognized? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your service. This crew is proud to carry on the fine tradition of service and to bear the name of America's Twin Cities. Our ceremony today is a time-honored tradition that began with the commissioning of our first warship, a captured British schooner, the Margaretta, in 1775. Since then, thousands of ships have undergone the transformation from silent hulls to fully alive warships. Our commissioning crew, hereafter known as plank owners, are in formation among you and ready to bring our ship alive. In just a few moments, the Navy Band and New Ulm Saluting Battery will render honors to the Honorable Tim Walls. Will the guests please rise and remain standing for the arrival of our official party, honors, the presentation of colors, and our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, our platform guests. Lieutenant Jeffrey Spindle, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy, our ceremony chaplain. Mr. Brian Scahn, Chairman, USS Minneapolis-St. Paul Commissioning Committee. Ms. Carly Olson and Ms. Nicole Sundberg, our matrons of honor. Mr. Brian Creasy, Deputy Officer in Charge, Supervisor of Shipbuilding, Bath Detachment Marinette. Captain Neil Rondorf, United States Navy retired, our long glass presenter. Captain Andy Gold, United States Navy, Littoral Combat Ships Program Manager. Captain David Miller, United States Navy, Commander, Littoral Combat Ship Squadron 2. Mr. Mark Vandroff, Chief Executive Officer, Ficateri Marinette Marine. Mr. John Rambeau, Vice President and General Manager, Lockheed Martin Integrated Warfare Systems and Sensors. Rear Admiral Casey Moten, United States Navy, Program Executive Officer, Unmanned and Small Combatants. The Honorable Melvin Carter, Mayor, City of St. Paul, Minnesota. The Honorable Jacob Fry, Mayor, City of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Honorable Emily Larson, Mayor, City of Duluth, Minnesota. Vice Admiral Scott D. Kahn, Deputy Chief of Naval Operations for Warfighting Requirements and Capabilities. The Honorable Eric Raven, the Undersecretary of the Navy. The Honorable Pete Stauber, United States Representative, State of Minnesota, 8th District. The Honorable Betty McCollum, United States Representative, State of Minnesota, 4th District. The Honorable Amy Klobuchar, United States Senator, State of Minnesota. Ladies and gentlemen, our ship's sponsor, Miss Jody Green, escorted today by Senior Chief Edward Poré, USS Minneapolis-St. Paul Command Senior Chief. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Tim Walz, Governor, State of Minnesota, escorted today by Commander Alfonso White, United States Navy, Minneapolis-St. Paul's Commanding Officer. Ladies and gentlemen, honors to the Honorable Tim Walz. Platform. Hand salute. Platform, ready, 2. Advance the colors. Platform, hand salute.
Oh, say, can you see?
Retire the colors. Platform. Ready, two. Ladies and gentlemen, Chaplain Spindle will now deliver the invocation.
Good morning, shipmates, family, friends. This is a great Navy day, and I invite you to pray with me. Let us pray. Creator God, thank you for this great Navy day. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. As we breathe life into this ship today, I ask your blessing on our honored guests today. For Senator Klobuchar, Congressman McCollum, Congressman Stauber, Undersecretary Raven, Assistant Secretary Berger, the many today who represent Minnesota in the state and local government, and all of those who have had a hand in the creation of this magnificent ship. I pray that this ship and those who serve on it would embody the hopes, cares, and values of the people of the Twin Cities and the Twin Ports, and the great state of Minnesota for which she is named. And God, just as Minnesota is known as the Star of the North, I pray that you would be our true and greater North Star. I pray this for Commander White and his plank-owning crew, for all who will serve on the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul. Let all who serve on this ship embody the highest standards of naval service and leadership, honor, courage, commitment. Give them wisdom to know the right and the will to always carry it out. Strengthen them, body, mind, and spirit for the battles ahead. Give them all your presence and your Holy Spirit, especially for Commander White and those who will follow him in the days when the burden of command weighs heavy. Give them fair weather in all their voyages, but if dangers come, be their strong tower of defense. Preserve us from the dangers of the sea and the violence of enemies. Make us strong in the fear of God and the love of righteousness, that we may serve well in support of the high ideals upon which our nation and Navy were founded. This we pray in the name of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Spindle. We would like to thank Navy Band Great Lakes, Lieutenant Nicole M. Rome, the Twin Cities Squadron Sea Cadet Color Guard, and the New Ulm Saluting Battery for their support today. Additionally, we would like to thank and acknowledge the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul Commissioning Committee, the Minnesota Council of the United States Navy League, and the Duluth Seaway Port Authority for their generosity and support. Will the guests please be seated? Ship's company, parade, rest. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Amy Klobuchar.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul commissioning ceremony. And to all our out-of-town guests, welcome to Duluth, a town where the women are strong, the men are good-looking, and all the naval ships are above average. And yes, we consider this tropical weather in Duluth. I heard it called a Navy Day, haze gray on the way. It is great to be with all of you at the port today, with the governor, veteran himself, Congresswoman McCollum, who works every day in her key position with appropriations to get funding for our military, Congressman Stauber, who knows well the sacrifices that service members and their families make. As many of you know, his wife is an Iraq War veteran who made history as the first female command chief of the 148th Fighter Wing here in Duluth. Mayor Larson, a good friend who's been doing incredible work for this city, Mayors Melvin Carter and Jacob Fry. We welcome you up to Duluth. Undersecretary of the Navy Raven, former Deputy Undersecretary of the Navy Jody Green, who is a proud native of Northfield, Minnesota. Thank you for being this ship's sponsor. And of course, Captain White, thank you for your work as commanding officer. And most of all, I want to welcome and thank all of the service members and the veterans and their families. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. There is no limit to the respect you've earned or the debt that we owe you. Today is the day, after all the hard work that 140 sailors and crew members put in to get this ship ready, we finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, or as the mayor of Duluth aptly puts it, the lighthouse on the horizon. Because today the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul officially joins the fleet of the Navy. This is a particularly special day because, as you all know, the Minneapolis-St. Paul is the first ship to ever be commissioned in the state of Minnesota. We've only been a state governor since 1858, so I guess that our patience has finally paid off. As one of the Navy's fastest combat ships, this ship was built with American iron ore, Iron Range iron ore, something we truly love up here in Minnesota. And for me, as a point of personal privilege, my grandpa was a miner his entire life, worked 1,500 feet underground, and he always wanted to be in the Navy. But he had to raise his 8 brothers and sisters. He had kids, he got married, and he never got that chance because he didn't get to graduate from high school. But he would be so proud right now when he thinks of that ore in this ship and how you got this done. This ship is a true marvel of American engineering. She is a great testament to all of those who had a hand at building her and preparing her for sea. She represents the best of the U.S. Navy's long-standing commitment to progress and innovation, a commitment that has given us the largest and most powerful Navy in the world. We are so proud of the name, the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul, and the ship's motto, which translates to, "I will either find a way or make one," is a perfect reflection of the resolve and determination of our state's service members and our veterans. That commitment to doing everything possible to protect freedom is more relevant now than ever. We have all been moved at this very moment of the bravery of the Ukrainian people taking up arms to protect their country, sending a warning shot to any tyrants around the world who believe that free democracies are up for grabs. In vibrant blue and yellow, they are showing us what courage and conviction are all about. They are showing that they too will either find a way or make one, and with our help, with the advice and help of the United States military and our country, they are standing up to the inhuman barbarism of Vladimir Putin. America stands with democracy. America stands with Ukraine. And right now, our service members are in Europe shoring up defense, embodying the bravery of generations of military heroes. It's through their steadfast commitment to our nation's values that America has maintained its role as a beacon of hope and freedom for all. I know that this ship, along with her captain and crew, will make Minnesota proud. And even more importantly, I know that all its sailors and service members will continue to make America proud, just as you have throughout your service, just as the men and women of the United States Navy have done for generations. You will either find a way or make one. Thank you for inviting me today. I am so honored to be here. This is the best that America can bring. And thank you for this special moment, especially the kids out there. I know your parents said, I know it's cold, but you're going to remember this forever. Remember it forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Klobuchar. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Rambo.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and distinguished guests. I'd like to begin this morning by offering congratulations and a special thank you to Governor Walz, Senator Klobuchar, Representative McCollum, Representative Stauber, Mayor Larson, Undersecretary Raven, Mayor Fry, Mayor Carter, Vice Admiral Khan, Rear Admiral Moten, our sponsor, Ms. Jody Green, and all former and future sailors of USS Minneapolis-St. Paul. I'm honored to be here today to represent Lockheed Martin, who together with our industry partners and the U.S. Navy stand ready to deliver this incredible ship to the operational fleet. I'd like to thank our employees and those of our industry partners for your resilience and dedication to mission during the last several unprecedented years. You demonstrated exceptional commitment and delivered exceptional results. I appreciate your extraordinary efforts and the personal sacrifices that you and your loved ones made to make this day possible. Having spent time with the shipyard leaders and employees who have poured so much of themselves into this ship, I know this day is an especially proud moment and the culmination of years of hard work and dedication. Congratulations. The Freedom variant of LCS demonstrates the commitment of the U.S. Navy's industry partners, including Lockheed Martin, Fincantieri Marinette Marine, Gibbs & Cox, and a vast number of other maritime suppliers and small businesses to build the fleet that is needed for the future. We are proud of our partnership with the U.S. Navy and of the ship that we're delivering to them today. While she embraces innovation and is filled with the latest technology, it will be the skill and bravery of the crew that brings her to life. With her dedicated officers and sailors, USS Minneapolis-St. Paul will become one of the fleet's most lethal and versatile warships. I know you'll make Minnesotans and all Americans proud. As we look to building the future and the next generation of naval superiority, it can also be helpful to look to the past. In this case, a 1902 address to Congress in which Teddy Roosevelt said, "A good Navy is not a provocation to war, it is the surest guarantee of peace." 120 years later, the urgent call for peace and stability around the globe has never been greater, which is precisely why the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul will set to sea. Thank you again to everyone who made today possible. We wish you Godspeed, fair winds, and following seas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rambo. Ladies and gentlemen, Vice Admiral Scott D. Kahn.
Okay, get this down to normal height. Hey, on behalf of the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Mike Gilday, I can say what an honor it is to be there today. And Senator, thank you for that, for the praise that you gave to the crew back there. And I haven't spoken with them, but I will speak for them, and I can say that would probably say it is their honor and privilege to serve. And I can say it's an honor to represent the Navy today for me, a part of this unforgettable experience as we welcome the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul to the fleet. And as a naval aviator that flew off aircraft carriers and talking to some of the folks in the pre-reception and looking in their eyes and seeing the sense of pride they have for their community and what this ship means to them. And I know I didn't speak with many of you, but I spoke with a few. That is not lost on me. And for an aviator to stand up at this time, it's pretty cool. And cool, pun is intended. I think my Pennsylvania blood is thinning a little bit. Secretary Raven, Governor Walz, Senator Klobuchar, Congresswoman McCollum, Congressman Stuber, Ms. Green and Mr. Rambo, proud USS Minneapolis-St. Paul plank owner crew, distinguished guests, and family and friends, thank you all for preparing LCS 21 for this day. I know it takes a team effort, and something of this magnitude doesn't just happen. I offer particular thanks to Lockheed Martin and Fincantieri Marinette Marine shipbuilders who have delivered another fast, efficient, and agile warship to our Navy. And look around. This is an impressive crowd gathered here to celebrate this important day for our Navy team. I recognize how special it is to be together for this milestone and to spend this day bringing the newest ship of our fleet to life in this way, and more so, to do it in the beautiful state of our namesake cities is indeed special. The great cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and our Navy share a long and enduring legacy. 5 previous ships, 2 each for Minneapolis and St. Paul, and 1 previous ship honoring the Twin Cities, have distinguished the names across every major maritime conflict in our nation's history, spanning nearly 2 centuries. Arguably the most battle-tested, the cruiser Minneapolis, second to carry the name, earned an astounding 16 battle stars as a result of her actions in World War II. Her crew fought in locations such as Coral Sea, Midway, Guadalcanal, Tassafarenga, the Philippine Sea, and Okinawa. These collective actions represents a history we are proud of, and more importantly, the future we can depend on. And perhaps past is prologue. Today's USS Minneapolis-St. Paul, designed to operate in nearshore environments while capable of open sea tasking, joins the Navy at a time of shifting global pandemic dynamics. As the nation faces an assertive China, a rising Russia, and other ambitious authoritarian states, strategic competition in the 21st century is a contested environment. We must work with our allies and our friends to preserve the rules-based order that we all love. I'll say this ship, whether in littorals or at open ocean as part of day-to-day operations, our Navy and our nation will rely on Minneapolis-St. Paul in this area of strategic competition. And this mission-focused platform and its ready crew are up to the task. USS Minneapolis-St. Paul shipmates, we know you are ready. We know you'll get ready. And know if we ask you to go into harm's way under the leadership of your commanding officer, you will in fact be ready and perform. Congratulations and thank you, and to your families. Make us all proud to be part of the Navy family today. Sail proudly, U.S. Minneapolis-St. Paul. Sail proudly indeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Admiral Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Pete Stauber.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you all, celebrating this moment that will remain in Minnesota's history and the naval history. As Senator Klobuchar talked about, the steel on USS Minneapolis-St. Paul come from the iron ore mine at Hibbing Taconite. Steel, the steel industry is a strategic national security for this nation for this reason. As you look behind us, this beautiful ship, the steel, the iron ore made for the steel, was mined by our friends and neighbors, that we have a rich history. We helped win World War I and World War II, the Iron Range did. This is the product. We live in a dangerous world, as we can see the current events in Europe right now. The crew of the Minneapolis-St. Paul are the best of the best. I've had the privilege of meeting Commander White and many of his sailors. The leadership that he commands and the great sailors that are with him are second to none. They're the best of the best. And as they board this ship, she's going to sail across the world, protecting the Constitution of this country, protecting the United States, and protecting our allies. We are so proud to be here at this commissioning ceremony to witness this. For us, many of us, once in a lifetime, a commissioning of a ship that's honoring two beautiful cities in our state, Minneapolis and St. Paul. To Commander White and the sailors, Godspeed to you. We have the United States nation behind you in whatever endeavor we ask of you. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Representative Stauber. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Tim Walz.
Good morning. Ms. Green, Ms. Sundberg, Ms. Olson, to Senator Klobuchar, Congresswoman McCollum, Congressman Stauber, to the mayors, Mayor Carter, Mayor Fry, and Mayor Larson, to our veterans and those who wore this nation's uniform in protection of our freedoms, to my fellow Redlegs from the New Ulm Battery, and a special welcome and thank you to the crew and family of the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul. It's an honor to be in this space. Thank you to the United States Navy for the invitation, and thank you to the Navy League for all your efforts planning to make this commissioning so extraordinary. We don't commission artillery pieces in the Army, and that is unfortunate. It's a unique opportunity to gather the mayors of 3 of our great cities in Minnesota, but an opportunity to gather us as Minnesotans, as Americans. It's all too rare, the opportunities today, for us to sit in space together, maybe next to somebody you've never talked to, and share the values and the sense of pride and the sense of hopefulness and the sense of responsibility that this nation has to the world. We're not just a country, we're an ideal that has inspired generations. We're not just a country that has a military. We're backed by these people you see behind us who are sent to do the nation's work. And in so many times, they're doing it in the far corners of the world for people they don't know, providing opportunities for them to live their lives in peace and freedom. So for just a few short moments today, if you get an opportunity, there are true heroes amongst us. There are people that have endured the unimaginable for us. But there's also neighbors sitting next to you with the same hopes and dreams. And in this nation, there's a few who raise their hands and are willing to say, we'll do what's necessary so you can live your lives in peace and security. And I, for one, am incredibly grateful that the Navy brought this to Minnesota to let us share in this unique opportunity to see the commissioning of a United States Navy warship. Minnesotans, as you see, and I hope the folks from out of state see that, we don't just pretend to this. We're a people of grit, resiliency, and bravery. And those are reflected in the values of the United States Navy and the crew of the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul. To the crew, when you sail the world's oceans to whatever nation calls you in order to defend the freedoms that we enjoy, know that the pride and patriotism of all Minnesotans sails with you. May the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul protect you, and know that you are always welcome back home in Minnesota. May God bless the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul and all those who serve with her. Fair winds and following seas.
Thank you, Governor Walz. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Eric Raven.
I am so thrilled to be with all of you to celebrate the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul, the newest Freedom-class littoral combat ship in the United States Navy. While I was sworn in as Undersecretary of the Navy just last month, I deeply understand the value and need of naval ceremonies. I have always stood in admiration of any ship ceremony I have been fortunate enough to attend. Additionally, I am pleased to stand before you today and say this is my first ship commissioning as a representative of the Navy. I cannot fully express my gratitude and what an honor it is to be welcomed by you and to perform this duty. LCS 21 is the second ship to be named after Minnesota's Twin Cities, or as Minnesotans may affectionately refer to as the cities, honoring the citizens and their proud history of naval service. The Twin Cities represent the great state of Minnesota's economic, cultural, and political center. The Twin Cities play a significant role in our nation's economic network, and now more than ever, it is fitting that a littoral combat ship is named for Minneapolis-St. Paul, honoring the legacy of work and contributions of the people, which ultimately impacts our daily lives nationwide and globally. I am pleased to celebrate this moment while in Duluth. Duluth is also a twin city and known as the Twin Ports, while also maintaining the largest port on the Great Lakes. It holds the status of the furthest inland port, granting access to the Atlantic Ocean 2,300 miles away. Duluth not only has a well-established and thriving maritime community, it also has experience with hosting the Navy, granting ships like USS Freedom, USS Clark, USS Samuel E. Morrison the privilege to port here. But today marks a historic moment for Minnesota's ports. Today is the first time that a ship named after Minnesota will be commissioned in Minnesota. And the welcome from the Minnesotans and the city of Duluth has been outstanding. Thank you all. Today's events are not only a celebration of this state, this city, and this crew. The significance of the addition of this ship to the Navy's fleet at this important place touches our nation and our world. The United States is a maritime nation. Our welfare is inextricably linked to the sea. This port of Duluth Superior itself sees bulk cargo, tens of millions of tons transported, and around 900 vessel visits each year. And the sea enables the global economy as well. 90% of global trade travels by the sea. $5.4 trillion of annual US commerce and 31 million American jobs depend on ocean-going trade. Undersea cables transmit 95% of international communications and $1 trillion in financial transactions every day. And it is ships like the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul that allow our Navy to protect these economic interests and advance our global security. Commissioning the Minneapolis-St. Paul means we continue to deliver fast, agile, and networked surface combatants to the Navy. Like other warships in our fleet, the Minneapolis-St. Paul is designed to operate in near-shore environments while capable of open ocean tasking. It will contribute to keeping the Navy adaptive and ready, and also maintaining the free flow of commerce, deterring military aggression, and facilitating quick responses to natural disasters across the globe. Today, and through this ship, we honor the strength and resolve of our shipbuilders who keep the Navy on track to continue building the right mix of capabilities we need for our force. USS Minneapolis-St. Paul exists today because of the outstanding work by Lockheed Martin in the Fincantieri Marinette Marine Corporation's shipyard at Marinette, Wisconsin. The shipyard and its workers have spent untold hours building the ship that we today bring to life and welcome to the fleet. We cannot thank these Americans enough for the hard work that they have done. What an accomplishment. The commissioning of a United States naval warship is a key milestone, not only for the hull or the crew, but for the ship's sponsor. Ms. Jody Green is no stranger to the Department of the Navy and its traditions, having served honorably as our Deputy Undersecretary of the Navy for Policy for nearly a decade. Ms. Green, from your first ceremony with her, the keel laying, where your initials were etched into the hull of the ship, to the christening ceremony, and now this milestone, her commissioning, you have established the roots of your relationship with the ship, her crew, and each commanding officer. They will benefit greatly from your passion and experience, both in and out of uniform. The Minneapolis-St. Paul and all who will sail her are lucky to have you as a sponsor. We are proud to call you plank owner, and you are forever an honorary member of the first crew. I hope this journey has been exciting, and I look forward to your future endeavors with her. For the sailors, crew, and officers of Minneapolis-St. Paul, you have been entrusted with a modern marvel. I have full confidence that you are trained, manned, and equipped to manage every situation that is thrown your way. In times of conflict and in times of peace, around the world and around the clock, our Navy and Marine Corps are present, protecting our way of life. And now we have another ship in the fleet doing just that. Thank you again for the honor of being here today, for hosting this outstanding event, and for all the support you provide to our nation and our armed forces. And welcome USS Minneapolis-St. Paul to the fleet. It is now my honor and privilege to welcome our principal speaker to the platform, the Honorable Betty McCollum, United States Representative, Minnesota's 4th District, and Chair of the House Defense Appropriations Subcommittee.
Well, good morning. Welcome to the distinguished guests behind me, but a very special welcome to all of you who have joined us here today. It's a pleasure to be here in beautiful Duluth, or as we refer to it as the Bold North. As chair of the House Appropriations Subcommittee on Defense, a resident of Minnesota, born in Minneapolis, living in St. Paul, and spending many years when my father was stationed at the base here in Duluth, it is an honor to be here at this very special ceremony and to share the day with you as we commission the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul. Now, I was proud to be with many of you at the christening ceremony in 2019, and I keep a photograph of myself with some of the women sailors that were taken as the launch was happening, and it's on the wall in my congressional office in Washington, D.C. So you're with me always. Although, if you think back, 2019 was only 3 years ago. The world was a very different place. The COVID-19 pandemic had not struck, and although we faced challenges from adversaries abroad, the Russian invasion of Ukraine had not yet laid its stark truth about the threats to democracy in the hands of autocrats around the world. The strength of America's national security and the democratic values we all hold dear are being tested today like they have not been tested in our lifetimes. But there's no doubt in my mind that the officers and the crew of the USS Minneapolis and St. Paul are ready to meet the challenge of this new geopolitical era, and they're going to meet it head on. So I want to thank the men and women here today of the United States Navy, and of course of all our armed forces, for their service to their nation, and the civilians who stand alongside them to help them with their mission. You've all been called to serve, but those of you who wear the uniform put more on the line when you raise up your hand and take your oath of office to service. So I want to thank you for your dedication, and I want to thank you for what you're doing to keep our communities and our nations safe. And I also think it's important that, as I said, we recognize some of the civilians that help us as well, too. So thank everyone at Lockheed Martin, Vincentera Marine, and Gibbs and Cox Maritime Solutions. These men and women from Wisconsin and Michigan worked hard to build this ship. They worked with 12,000 suppliers over 40 states, including some right here in Minnesota. And we owe them a debt of gratitude for their years of work, including during the toughest times during the COVID pandemic to get this ship built. But we do that because we're one team. And those who built this ship were part of their team as people here in the United States, proud of the work that they've done, as well as proud of the crew that will be serving on her. It's all of you, the crew, You're the strength and the determination of the American people. You're the backbone of our national security. You're representing everyone in uniform today. But we're here to celebrate something special. It's the Twin Cities being honored, and the entire state of Minnesota. So Governor Walz, Senator Klobuchar, and my colleague Pete Stauber, we have to remind everybody about our deep connection to the water. We're the land of 10,000 freshwater lakes, including the beautiful Lake Superior that we're lucky enough to be here with today. But we're also the proud headwaters of the Mississippi River, the geographic divide in our nation between east and west. That great river is the home to the Twin Cities. The Twin Cities that symbolize not only the heart of America's greatest river, but the unification of our nation as well. Now, I know you heard some of this from the previous speakers, but as a former social studies teacher, Governor Walz one as well, we want to say that history sometimes is worth repeating. So here's some trivia for you about the Minneapolis-St. Paul, as well as the other parts of our history. So our Twin Cities have a proud naval tradition. Every corner of the globe has been represented. The first USS St. Paul was an ocean liner converted to an auxiliary cruiser, the first cruiser, the USS Minneapolis, to both serve in the Spanish, American, and First World Wars. In World War II, the second cruiser to bear the name Minneapolis fought with great valor across many defining battles in the Pacific Theater, has been mentioned, the Battle of the Coral Sea and the Battle of Midway. The second cruiser, the USS St. Paul, was presented for formal surrender when Japan surrendered to the United States in Tokyo Bay at the end of the war. And then it went on to serve well into the 70s, both in the Korean and Vietnam War. The first Navy vessel, named for the Twin Cities together, the first USS Minneapolis-St. Paul, was the Los Angeles attack submarine, which, as you heard, defended our shores during the Cold War and into the 21st century. So this is a hallowed naval tradition, a rich history of these names. The officers and the crew of the Minneapolis-St. Paul will carry with them, just as the officers and crew of the previous ships bear these names, defended democracy and ensured America's national security on the oceans. And I know so will all of you who will be boarding this ship. In Congress, as it's been pointed out, it's my honor to serve as chair of the Appropriations for the Defense Subcommittee. And it's my job to ensure that the officers and crew of the USS Minneapolis and St. Paul have the training, the equipment, and then all that will be necessary to complete their missions and to come home safely to their families. And I do that with my colleagues on the dais with me. Know that we have the most technology, sophisticated Navy in the world history, but our adversaries, make no mistake, are making advances. So it's my commitment to you that Congress will continue to strongly support our Navy and keep our edge over our competitors. Ships like the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul are going to be critical in countering global threats we face as a nation. We need to make sure that we guarantee freedom of the seas. Our littoral combat ships, they're fast, they're agile, with a Freedom variant designed to operate in many different ocean environments. And when the United States Navy guarantees to defend our liberty and our freedom wherever it may be threatened, we know we need a littoral combat ship to help do that job. So again, to all of those of you who worked to build the ship, thank you for your years of diligent craftsmanship. To the officers, to the crew of the Minneapolis-St. Paul, please know that you carry with you the confidence from everyone in the Twin Cities and the state of Minnesota, well, our entire nation. Know that in these times of peace or in times of conflict, we know that when you're called upon, that you will answer that call. And you will answer it in the finest of naval traditions for those who have served before you. So thank you to your service. You have made your nation proud. I wish for you smooth seas, sunny skies, and all the best that life can bring you in the future as you serve. God bless you.
Thank you, Representative McCollum. Secretary Raven, I would be honored if you would now place Minneapolis-St. Paul in commission.
On behalf of the President of the United States and for the Secretary of the Navy, I hereby place United States ship Minneapolis-St. Paul in commission. May God bless and guide this warship and all who shall sail in her.
Thank you, Secretary Raven. Executive Officer, hoist the colors and commission pennant.
Aye, sir. Ship's company, attention! The commission pennant in professional national navies began to take from late in the 17th century. All ships at that time were sailing ships, and it was often difficult to tell a naval ship from a merchantman. Navies began to adopt long, narrow pennants to be flown by their ships at the main masthead to distinguish themselves from merchant ships. The commission pennant will fly continuously until the ship is decommissioned. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. I direct your attention to the ship's mast as we hoist the colors and commission pennant. Quartermaster, hoist the colors and commission pennant.
Aye, aye, sir!
Captain, the colors and commission pennant are flying proudly over USS Minneapolis-St. Paul.
Very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
I will now read my orders. From Commander, Naval Military Personnel Command, Commander Alfonso White, United States Navy. Subject, Bupper's Orders number 9580, 1 April 2020. When directed by reporting senior, detached from present duty, and report to pre-commissioning unit Minneapolis-St. Paul as commanding officer. Upon commissioning United States ships Minneapolis-St. Paul, report for duty as commanding officer. Vice Admiral Khan, United States ships Minneapolis-St. Paul is in commissioning, and I am in command. Thank you, sir. Executive Officer, set the watch.
Aye, sir. Off to the deck. Set the first watch.
Aye, sir.
The officer of the deck is the commanding officer's direct representative, and while on watch is responsible for the safe operation of the ship and crew. The long glass is a traditional symbol of an officer of the deck's authority in a ship of the line. We are honored to have retired Navy Captain Neil Rondorf with us today. Captain Rondorf commanded the first USS Minneapolis-St. Paul, SSN 708, during Operation Desert Storm. He will pass the long glass to our first officer of the deck, Lieutenant Junior Grade Joseph Varello from Long Island, New York. The petty officer of the watch is Sonar Technician Second Class Derek Miller from Allentown, Pennsylvania. The messenger watch is boatswain mate seaman Natalie Meehan from East Northport, New York. And the boatswain mate of the watch is boatswain mate First Class Anthony Thomas from Longmount, Colorado.
Set the import watch. On deck, section 1.
Sir, the watch is set.
Very well. Captain, the watch is set.
Very well. Bringing the ship to life, the spirit of the U.S. Navy warship is the embodiment of her sponsor. Our sponsor, Miss Jody Green, a veteran of more than 31 years of public service to our nation, christened the ship in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 15, 2019, and imbued the ship and crew with her sense of service and grace. Jody, I would be honored if you would give the order to man our ship and bring her to life.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, crew of the Minneapolis-St. Paul, and your families and friends. It is an honor of a lifetime to be named a ship's sponsor. I will forever be grateful to the 75th Secretary of the Navy, Ray Mavis, for naming me the ship sponsor of the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul. As the Deputy Undersecretary of the Navy from this great state of Minnesota, I had the opportunity to bring the Navy to this state of Minnesota, to the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul and Duluth and Superior and the surrounding areas for many Navy weeks here. But those conversations became more powerful and more exciting when we began to talk about the future LCS 21. Those conversations began 6.5 years ago. 6.5 years we have been planning for this day. As a crew, you have already proven your strength and determination. You prepared this ship to take her place in the fleet during challenging times. All eyes were on you as you continued to make this pathway. And congratulations, you have made it to this commissioning day. As you have seen and heard this morning and all week long, the great state of Minnesota is a Navy state. And the people of Minneapolis and St. Paul in the Twin Harbors are so proud of you. I have been blessed to spend quality time with the crew over the last few years. Through visits, phone calls, text messages, we began our bond. We laughed together, and some of us even cried together. I look so forward to hearing your stories as you sail the world's ocean, representing the United States of America while carrying the ship's namesake cities of Minneapolis-St. Paul for all to see her. To your family and friends in the audience with us today and those viewing the ceremony virtually, thank you for being here to support these sailors. They need you. They need your support. They need your love. And while they are out defending our nation and promoting peace and stability. Commander White, Executive Officer Kimmitz, Senior Chief Perret, and to each and every one of the crew of the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul, I am so proud of you and this ship. You are what make this nation great. With the audience as my witness, know that I will always be there for you as your sponsor. I will be your biggest advocate and supporter. I will sing your praises to anyone who will listen. I will laugh with you and I will cry with you. Our bond will be forever. Congratulations on this commissioning day. May God bless this crew, our crew of the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul. We will either find a way or make one. Officers and crew of the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul, man our ship and bring her to life.
and gentlemen, the crew of USS Minneapolis-St. Paul salutes you. We are proud to serve in America's Navy. Minneapolis-St. Paul, ready to. Will the guests please be seated? We would like to thank the Minnesota National Guard Alpha Company 2147 Assault Helicopter Squadron for their support today. Captain, USS Minneapolis-St. Paul is manned and ready.
Very well. Commodore Miller, U.S. Minneapolis-St. Paul is manned and ready. Reports for duty. Very well. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Secretary Raven, request permission to break your flag, sir. Very well. Executive Officer, break the flag of the Undersecretary of the Navy.
Aye, sir. Quartermaster, break the flag of the Undersecretary of the Navy.
Aye, aye, sir!
Captain, the flag of the Undersecretary of the Navy is flying proudly over USS Minneapolis-St. Paul.
Very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, Commander Alfonso White, United States Navy Commanding Officer, USS Minneapolis-St. Paul.
Ship's Company, parade, rest. Governor Waltz, Senator Klobuchar, Representative McCollum, Representative Stauber, Secretary Raven, Vice Admiral Khan, and other dignitaries and honored guests, thank you for coming out today to support the crew of U.S. Minneapolis-St. Paul. I'd like to thank my wife and daughter, Amira. They are my foundation, my motivation, and my inspiration. Through this life, I would not be anything without you. To Chris White, you have been with me since the beginning. A brother, a friend, a father, thank you. To my friend Tangi, the only person that I can say have known me longer than Chris, and has been there with him and supported him through elementary, high school, college. And to the rest of my family, thank you for being here, and to the ones that were not able to make it, and I appreciate the support from a distance. To our sponsor, Ms. Jody Green, ma'am, thank you for all of your support for the ship, the crew, and your decades of public service to our nation has been an inspiration to all of us, and I thoroughly enjoyed meeting you and your family and giving the tour to the ship this week. To our families, you are our force multipliers. You do the hard work at home so we can do the heavy lifting at sea. Thank you for your service and your sacrifice. That you may not wear the cloth of our nation, you are surely the thread that holds the fabric together. To the Minnesota Navy League, wow. Bill, Brian, I couldn't have asked for a better Navy League. To come up here and all that you have provided us this week, thank you. To have success, you have to know the objective. The objective of getting the U.S. Minneapolis-St. Paul to Duluth, Minnesota was not a small task. It took planning, preparation, sacrifice to achieve the objective. You needed dedicated professionals. We have been blessed to have those professionals in this crew. The 100+ that I get underway with are fantastic. Their commitment to being the very best in every area is unmatched. Their sacrifice given for the love of this nation is unbelievable. The crew will continue to accomplish great things because everyone is moving in the same direction towards the same objective: to defend this nation. I have no doubt that the U.S. Minneapolis-St. Paul will have success in the future because the crew understands the objective and they are committed to the mission. Minneapolis-St. Paul, attend Hut. I will either find a way. Thank you.
Will the guests please rise and remain standing for the benediction that will be offered by Chaplain Spindle.
Our benediction today comes from Psalm 107, verses 23 through 30. I invite you to join me in prayer. God, free our minds from anxiety, our hearts from fear, and help us to live through your power and love. In your holy name, and together we said, Amen.
Will the guests please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated and remain seated for the departure of our platform guests.